Hey, this is my second reflection. Second reflection, well, technically third or maybe fourth reflection in a row. Hope to keep it up. Basically, what I want to talk about is first of all how my day went. So, after I made the video yesterday, I prayed, and when I went to bed, I wanted to wake up early so that I could so that I could study and then get to school early and study some more and then attend breakfast club for school. But I ended up waking later than I expected, and as a result I woke up a little bit later than later because I slept in, right? Because I woke up late. I was like, ugh, never mind, I'll just sleep in. And I ended up waking up and sleeping in, waking up and sleeping in until it was probably about 8 when I woke up. I was like, oh crap, I missed breakfast club and I had no time to study. So what I did then was I looked on my phone and I looked at when the nearest or the soonest bus would come, and it said 8 minutes, and it takes me about 10 minutes to get dressed, and then it takes me 6 minutes to get to the bus stop. So I kind of knew that I would be missing the bus. I mean, if I really tried, I would be able to make it. It's funny because it actually came late, but I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So I wanted to take the bus a little later. But since school starts at 8:40, and the bus I missed or I didn't take would take me at 8:25, and the nearest bus after that would be 8:55. So I would be a little bit late. But I ended up getting dressed. I ended up trying to sleep in after I missed that original bus, and because of that I got dressed, and when I went to walk out I actually missed that particular bus, the late bus. So I ended up walking to school because the next bus would take 30 minutes and it takes me about 30 minutes to walk. So I just preferred to do the distance. And I was very unhappy. I remember how bad I felt. The fact that I wanted to study, I wanted to work, but I didn't. I wanted to maybe see the sunrise, but I didn't. I wanted to make change, but I ended up sleeping in. I wanted to take a step forward, but I ended up taking a step back. So that was a bit of a disappointment. And that made me very unhappy. That kind of ruined my mood, if I should say. But it was good because I was able to think, and it actually motivated me to change. It motivated me to be better at the end. I missed homeroom, so I started like right in like halfway through period 1. Period 1 was business studies, and we were going through balance sheets, income statements, and cash flow statements. And I've had time to do it beforehand, but because of just this conflict between habits, I ended up avoiding the work, not doing it, and not just because of bad habits, but also because of internal anxiety and other pre-established reasons. But one of those reasons is the belief that I am stupid, that I'm not intelligent, that I will never be intelligent, that I will never have what it takes to be smart, to be academic. I've had this belief for as long as I can remember, because when I was young, I missed a lot of school. When I was young, I didn't really understand what I was doing. I remember in year 6, I didn't know anything. And that belief has been kind of drawing me back. Because if you imagine like a cycle, you have the belief in being stupid, and because you believe that you're stupid, you think to yourself that it's not worth putting in the effort because you're just gonna not understand the concept, or you're stupid, so it doesn't matter, just don't do it. So you omit from the activity, and then a couple periods later it's due and you didn't do it, but you realize when the teacher goes over it, you realize that it was easy, that it wasn't that hard. And sometimes you realize that 99% of the class didn't do it either, and you're like, crap, I could have been practically 1% if I had done this work that was actually really easy. And because I chose to omit, I feel even more stupid at the end. So the cycle, I feel even more stupid because I just like, why didn't I do the work? That's what I think. And it just goes back in a loop. So I think I'm stupid, so as a result I don't do anything about it. And when something is due, I feel even more stupid for not doing it, and then that cycle goes round and round and round. And well, that's been going for a while, and that's what I felt during business, because the terms and the concepts that we were going through were, I understood them, yeah, but I didn't completely understand them. That's not because I'm dumb, that's because I didn't revise. And because I didn't revise, I didn't understand what I was going through. And I felt stupid as a result. And it sucks to feel that way. It really does. And yeah. That was period 1. What did I have period 2? Well, period 2, I believe. I actually don't know what I had period 2, I think. Yeah, period 2, I had not an interview, but a meeting with this person I have usually on a weekly basis. A person that comes to the school and talks to me specifically. And we were discussing how to live happy. She's like a counselor in a sense. And I was explicitly feeling a certain way. I missed school a little bit. I have a lot of work to complete, and I just feel like crap because I've just been giving up constantly. And that showed, like my mood showed when I entered the room. I just told her about that. And I guess we spoke about how short time is, about how, because like we had goals at the beginning of the year, and my goal was to get my learner's license. However, we are halfway through the year, and I haven't studied at all. And partly because I haven't realized that it's been that long. That goal of mine has existed since the beginning of this year, and that all that time has gone past. It's just mind-blowing. But yeah. Yeah, but we spoke about how it's important to establish a goal and then to start reasonably. If I want to study more, then instead of having the expectation of studying every single day, just have like 2-3 study days, and have the rest as rest days, and then have that as your foundation. That was some of the advice that she gave us. She gave me. She also mentioned about how when you have a goal, establish it clearly and monitor it. So how do you know when you're a quarter of the way of achieving your goal? How do you know you're halfway achieving your goal, and so on and so on? And yeah, after that, I had recess, and yeah, I spoke to one of my classmates, and he was talking to me just about his own stress with life. Talking to me about how he has this math exam and how he's just so nervous, and explicitly about how he has a family and his family is paying for his school fees, and that he also has an external tutor that helps him, and that his family is spending so much effort into him, and he's feeling anxious because he doesn't want to make them feel like they wasted it. He wants to make them proud. Yeah, because he's scared that he might fail his math exam, and that all of the hard work that his parents have put into him were for nothing. That was the fear that he had, the anxiety that he was expressing. I haven't seen that side of him I don't even know. He's definitely improved in regards to his maturity, I think, and in the way he speaks. I realized when I was listening to him that, wow, we've all changed. And yeah, from year 7, age 13 to 16 to 17, that transition, it's crazy. It is crazy. And yeah, after recess I had modern history, I believe. Yes, modern history. And for modern history, we were having the complete, just a worksheet. But there was also this paragraph that we had to complete the day before. And I had time to complete it yesterday, but I didn't use my time adequately. And as a result, I didn't do it. Now, I did do one worksheet. I did, if I really think about it, yesterday I did one worksheet of homework, and then the rest I was just nervous, and I was just avoiding and whatnot. But this worksheet I needed to finish, but I didn't finish. I was just feeling unhappy because other students finished it, and I don't want to be behind. I don't want to feel stupid anymore. I want to be smart. I want to be a better man. So that was just making me feel stupid. That's basically modern history. After modern history, after modern history we had SOR2. SOR2, we worked on a worksheet about the different types of Buddhist teachings, beliefs, principal beliefs. Like we learned, no, we didn't learn about, but we revised on the 3 marks of existence, the Eightfold Path, otherwise known as the 4 Noble Truths. No, that's not right. The marks of existence, principal beliefs like karma, nirvana, and samsara, and I don't think it's the Four Noble Truths. It's something like that. Damn it, I have to revise again. But yeah, I finished the worksheet though. I finished the worksheet. Oh, hold on. Business, mental, modern. Well, there's a business, mental, modern. Ah, right. Hold on. Before SOR, I had investigative science, and we did a Tomy. Basically nothing. I do need to finish it though, by tomorrow. I was sitting with a guy I know, and we were just talking about ethical dilemmas. Just random stuff. But this particular guy, he's I don't know. He's just, I think he's coming close to the faith. You know, he's on his journey. He's a good man though. He's a good man. I wish the best for him. But yeah, after investigative and after lunch, I had adoration during lunch. I had confession. And after confession, I had SOR. After SOR, that concluded my day. And went on the bus. And I spoke with a guy named Eric on the bus. He spoke to me about his spiritual experiences, how he's heard voices in the woods, and he would look around and he could see, but he couldn't see where the voices were heading, basically. And he's like claimed to have seen ghosts or angels or stuff like that. And he's only in year 9, so which is like, it's crazy. But yeah, I came home and I wanted to lock in. But I realized that it can't really lock in because I have to clean my room. Like my room was dirty again. Because when I woke up, I didn't make my bed because I had to basically run to the bus. And I had to, I don't know how, I just made my room messy. And yeah. So I cleaned my room, I did some washing, I did some dishes, I had myself some cereal because I didn't eat anything that day. And yeah. Then after that, I woke up my dad. And I was able to finish that paragraph from Modern History. I finished 2 questions and the paragraph, which I'm happy about. I'm glad. It's better than a worksheet, and it's progress. It's good. Scratching the surface, and it's good to scratch the surface, and it's good that I'm continuing these videos, because these videos, like, they really set my head on the right path. But yeah, I didn't go around the finishing other work, but that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, I probably would have had more time to do other stuff if I didn't go out on a walk with my sister and with someone else. But, you know, it is what it is. That's life. But overall, I am happy with today's outcome. I just hope that I'd be able to maintain it. That's what I hope. I guess the main message for today is perseverance. Absolutely. When I woke up this morning, I felt like crap. I felt like crap. I slept in. I had to walk to school, which was like 30 minutes of walking, and it wasn't a fun experience. It really wasn't a fun experience. And I just felt unhappy. And when I got to class, I felt stupid because I didn't revise on content. And I also just made me feel less happy. And when I went to that meeting, I felt unhappy because I was unhappy previously. And I wanted to just talk about how these habits are restricting me, causing me to feel unhappy, causing me to feel broken. But we have to persevere through that pain and maintain a level of order within our hearts so that when we come back home, when we have the chance to change, that we make that change. And listen, I didn't make massive change, but massive change comes through small levels of consistency. I have to build a foundation for myself before I can go out and use it. Before you make a structure, you have to have foundation for the structure. Otherwise, no matter how well you design a building, it will always collapse because it doesn't have the structure, the foundation. And that's what I need for myself. So I don't really mind that I'm not doing 1,000 work assignments a day. I just want to get into the habit of working. That's all I need to do, the habit. And that's what it means to persevere. Like when I was running, it hurt at the beginning, but it felt good eventually. And when it feels good, it feels great. So yeah, perseverance. That's the main thing. And lastly, also, when I was walking to school, I came across this woman that I pass occasionally. Her name is Erica. She is a very, I say this with full respect, she seems to be very poor. She seems to have, or is, I can't assume, but just to give you a mental picture of her condition, she seems to have used drugs at some point. And she, well, yeah, and she lives in like housing, residential housing. So yeah, she's a very disadvantaged individual. And it's funny because many people kind of, I don't know, but I know that when I started talking to her, like I just came across her and I said, "Hey, how are you?" And she said, "Hi, hi, hi." And then now she knows my name and I know her name. And it's funny because she asked for the month of my birthday, and I said, the month, and she said to me, "Oh, you know what? I'll remember that. I'll remember that. I'll get you a card and with some money." I'm like, "No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that." But doesn't matter if she does or doesn't. But it's the thought that this person who has only met me a couple times was so even kind to offer that for a stranger. You know, that's the beauty of seeing Christ in all sorts of people, even if you don't believe. To see the human dignity in a person, no matter of their condition or how they look or who they are. It's when you see past that and you unveil that they are a human, that they have a soul, that they were once a child, and you see that innocence in their souls. It's something you can't stop looking away from and you can't judge. It's beautiful. But yeah, lastly, I want to start a bucket list before I turn 18 because, let's face it, I'm turning 18 next year. And that's quicker than I thought it would be. Because I'm 16 now. I'm 16, but I'm turning 17 next year. It's like, what? Makes no sense. Because I'm turning 16, 17 in September this year, and the next year I'll be 18, and then. But yeah, I don't have time. I don't have time to be playing games. So I want to start a bucket list of things I want to be, I want to do, I want to have before I become an adult, so that I have a foundation for myself. Because life is short, way too short. Only, not even a century, not even 80 years on average. That's even you have 80 years. It might be cut short by a disease or by a potential incident. We don't even have that. So really every day literally counts. So yeah. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, I want to start a bucket list. But yeah, I'll talk about that later. Yeah, I should be going to bed now. But yeah, perseverance. That is what I need right now to persevere. And let my work show. And to persevere because life and work is a privilege. Everything is a privilege. And I only have a certain amount of days until I become a graduate. So I might as well make these days count. Yeah. Let's make it count.